Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is your host. This is your guy, DLG REPPIN. And I'm back for another football recording video. Yep, live on YouTube and direct. So we're going to start off with some talk on football, basically. That's why we do this. I'm going to start off with Andy Robertson, and he says in the newspaper here, article, that he has found it hard, and it's been like going through a mental turmoil. He states here, written by Ken Lawrence, Andy Robertson and his Liverpool teammates fought through mental turmoil during lockdown. He reviewed there were dark days amid fears they would not get a chance to clinch the title. But Jurgen Klopp's men, 25 points clear at their top, are boosted by the news of a June 17 restart. And I think not just Jurgen Klopp, I and millions of football fans are so excited that we have Premier League football again back in this country. Yep, and we are all very joyful. I mean, it's a good week for me all around. As an Arsenal fan, Keswick has retired as a chairman. Good riddance. I'll say that to an extent. And we have Premier League football back, and the FA Cup is scheduled to continue at the end of June. Middle of July, and then the cup final the 1st of August. So yeah, it's back. Despite it being played behind closed doors for obvious reasons, it's back. And despite the fact that Liverpool and Andy Robertson are going to be playing their games away from Anfield in a neutral venue, it might not please them, but it's for the best, and it's just to make sure that home fans or whatever fans just don't congregate around outside the stadium. Let's say Anfield, for example. And Anfield is going to be just on the spotlight because Liverpool are on the verge of winning their first title in 30 years. The sweet 30 for Liverpool. So it's exciting times for those Liverpool fans, especially them. And for the others, well, the battle continues. Relegation will be sorted out fair and square. The Champions League and Europa League places will be sorted out fair and square. However, I am delighted that football is back here. And it'll be live on our TVs. Excuse me for a moment. So, on this day, Liverpool fans, would you prefer your home and your away games to be played as per normal, especially being on the verge of being on the verge of clinching the title? Would you prefer your home games to be played as normal? I mean, get back to me on this, and yeah. I feel that that home game should be played where the team is at home, and the away team just have to take it as it is and be the away team. But the police feel that there's fear of crowd turning up and congregating outside of Anfield. So on the headlines today, they've called it Banfield. Banfield. Right, moving on in other news. Spain's La Liga I think the FA have announced that La Liga will be resuming and reopening for June the 11th. And what Spain as a nation went through, the whole society was on complete lockdown. At least the people of Spain got what lockdown meant. You know, whether you're in Madrid, whether you're in here, Barcelona, Madrid, you know, Mallorca, etc. They got what lockdown meant. Despite the death toll, at one point it was higher than the UK's. You know, they went through hell and back. But things are starting to ease up a little bit, and it's looking very promising. It's looking that promising that they can even have Spanish football on their tellies. And yeah, it's going to be played behind closed doors. So imagine the Bernabeu and the Camp Nou and the is it called Calderon Metropolitano, the home of Atletico Madrid. Imagine those three grounds, home and away, and no fans, behind closed doors. This is going to be extraordinary for them, as it's going to be extraordinary for me watching English teams battle it out for 3 points, for survival, to finish as high up in the table, to play for pride even. So yeah, I can imagine the conclusion to the Spanish La Liga, even though it's between two teams as per usual, Real Madrid and Barcelona, and it's been like that for 20, maybe 25 odd years. So, you know, in between that you've had your Valencia, Deportivo, I should just say that properly, Deportivo La Coruña, Atletico Madrid being the last team to break that top two sequence and win the La Liga. However, it's going to be Real Madrid or Barcelona, and that is the way it is. I wouldn't mind watching some La Liga football. I wouldn't mind watching any football right now. I mean, I can't even gain access to watch the Bundesliga. Well, too bad. So, moving on in other news now. Arsenal. They've come out. They've come out with an article stating, there was an article I saw on Google, and it's involving Arsenal. I've written down, we must sign him. What a talent. Some Arsenal fans react to the 21-year-old reported targets display. And that tells me that some Arsenal fans were watching the Bundesliga on the BT, and they were reacting to his display. And I read in the article that he was caught sleeping for the first RB Leipzig goal, but in the second half they tightened up, and that was all due to Dayot Upamecano, the guy that I would love to see in an Arsenal shirt next season. You know, his value is only no more than 50 million, and with this pandemic situation, you won't expect him to go for no more than 50 million. It might even be less than that, and it should technically be less than that. That's what I'm saying. As an Arsenal fan, to see a new defence would be fabulous. You know, if we can get Max Aarons at right back, then you have Saliba, then a possible Upamecano, or the next alternative to him, and then Tierney at left back. That's your back four sorted. All we need to do is get that Thomas Partey deal over the line. That might happen in deadline day. And speaking of transfer deadline, or transfer window, should I say, that opens up within the less than 2 weeks. Yeah, it's less than 2 weeks to the transfer window open. So I, as DLG REPPIN, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on what goes on. And I want my club to be active. And I do demand that. And I don't just speak for all Arsenal fans. I speak for myself. I want my football club active in the transfer window. No excuses. We've had enough of it. We want a good season, and it starts from next season. We want to be better than the last 15 years. It's 2020, and we want the next 10 years to be a lot better. And I'm screaming at you, board of directors. And I'm screaming at you, Stan Kroenke. Get your fingers out and start delivering the goods. I thought I'd get that one out of the way. with they up on Marcano, I see him in that one game against Tottenham, and it is one game. I see how quick and strong he is. Completely fantastic in the air. And I think he's a commander at the back, and that's exactly what we need. That's the ingredients in the centre-half that I'm looking for. And I can see why Arsenal want to sign him. And I can see why he's probably, if not, we don't know how true it is, but I feel to believe that he's on Arteta's radar. He's one of those, one of many players, or 4 or 5 players that are on his radar, maybe near the top of his radar. And that can only bode well for us fans, that we know that Arteta wants to sign these players. We as fans, we all know what players Arteta want to sign. My concern is the board of directors. And my other concern is, now that Sir Chips Keswick has retired, good riddance. I'll say that to an extent, good riddance. I personally feel that the next guy that comes in as chairman has got to have the knowledge and the passion that we Arsenal fans have of our famous football club, the 3rd most successful football club in England, the best in London as it stands. Forget about what Chelsea have accomplished in the last 15 years, and don't even mention them muppets across the road. Let's not even go there. But to Chelsea fans, yes, it's amazing that you've accomplished more trophies than anyone else in the last 15 years in English football. So yeah, give respect where it's fully deserved. However, I still feel that we're the biggest side in London, based on our history. Well, not the best at the moment. Not the best. We're far from the best, and we've not been at our best for 15 years, and that's the damn truth. Would I like to see Upamecano there? Yeah, of course, and I hope we can get the deal done. If we're that ambitious. You know, if we're that ambitious and we want to do well for the next 10 years, it starts now. Negotiations, get on the phone and start negotiating his wages and the transfer fee as well. And if we can get him on, Mkhitaryan's wages, 200,000 a week to 250k a week. Yeah, that's understandable. And if we're going to tie Aubameyang to a new deal worth 300,000 a week, then give him the money. He's proved himself. He's done his job. His goal ratio is second to none. How many appearances? Over 50 goals? I don't know the appearances exactly, and I'd love to find out. And if you can help me out, my fellow Arsenal fans, I know we don't all have to get on, but it would be nice to get some help from someone who's genuine and an Arsenal fan. So do drop your comments below in the comment section, of course. And I say it all the time: drive the thumbs up, like button more than the downs, and less of the downs, by the way. And I want to see the subscription button go up in the air, and I mean up in the air, with abundance and joy. The more joy for me and the more joy for yourselves, so I can entertain you guys or keep you guys listening to my context. And that's strictly football. Nothing else, nothing less. Strictly football. Other than that, guys, I look forward to editing my channel a bit so I can brighten it up a bit, make it look more presentable. And that's my next challenge. Other than that, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to allow you guys to enjoy the sun wherever you are all over the world, or whatever the weather's like in your countries all over the world. I do hope you have a good day. Whether I say good afternoon, or should I say good morning, or should I say good evening, wherever you are around the world, yeah? So, ladies, gentlemen, to the boys and the girls, I would like to wish you a peaceful day, and do stay safe. Yeah? Keep the 2 meters apart, yeah? And continue to help the NHS. And that's the message that I preach to those out there in this country. Even though I know a huge minority are not going to listen, but the bigger majority have done their part. So massive big up to yourselves, yeah? Give yourself a pat on the back. Deserve the respect and praising where it's due and fully deserved. Other than that, I'll be back for another football edition of my context, and allow you to go. Peace, bless, and love. Humans all over the world. I'm out. Laters.